Rest of you too, oh song.
Hey, what's up YouTube? Restov here and welcome back to my Xenoblade Chronicles 3 tier list series where today we're checking out Teach. So we're going to jump straight into his class, oh man, I hope I don't say this wrong, the Thaumaturge, his class, which is a healer, which really didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So we'll go through his talent arts, right? So his talent, his arts in general. So his talent art is Demise Thrust, which basically does a big, it's a big damage attack, which does burst, which I guess was supposed to be like your entry point to burst at that point of the game when you can get him, but like, I never had the opportunity to use it, honestly, so I mean, I don't know. But then we've got, he does have some cool abilities though, so Divine Protection, which is an armor veil it's a small effect range armor veil. He's got Rank Splitter, which is basically a damaging ability that heals allies around you, 100% of healing power, rather. Violent Flurry, which does quite a decent amount of damage and it has a percentage chance to ignore defense. Spear Point Thrust, which does Bind, which is actually a really handy ability early on, honestly. And then we've got an AoE Leaping Current, which is an attack up buff. So you wouldn't kind of expect him to be a healer. Like, I guess he's not like a healer. He's a support character. It's just, like, he's definitely a character in which I use his master arts more than I actually use the class itself. You know, like, and for him to actually be kind of successful, he needs it needs other classes master arts to actually be good. Like, but I guess, for example, like, you kind of rely a lot on his own sort of class skills. You know, he's got this one, and I know I haven't really talked about the actual class skills in any of the other videos, and maybe I will moving forward, but that's because they didn't really have anything like spectacular. But his one, like, the only one for him that I would say is like really good would be the life-saving fist, which heals self when auto attack hits, but that's only for himself. Like, if that was for everyone, that would be fantastic, but it's more useful for other characters later on. Once you've got them, once you've got that class to 15 and it unlocks as like a skill you can use. But yeah, it's a 1. I'll just be honest with you. It's a 1. This class, I don't like it. I think it should be a fighter, and I think it should have been a fighter, right? It has such cool abilities, but it just does not suit a support for me. It should have been a fighter or a defender, or yeah, it just does not hit the mark being a support character, and I didn't like it. When I was first playing the game and I first unlocked the class, like, my team was actually struggling having one of these on the team because it just wasn't doing anything. So I jumped on, I switched it to my character and I tried to use it myself, and like, it was the same thing. Like, I thought, oh, maybe the AI is just like not using it properly. But it just, yeah, it's got a little bit of CC, which is crowd control. It's got a little bit of like buffs in there. It's got some heals, but not really. Like, it's got damage. It's not even a jack of all trades. It's just like it's like taking different slices of pizza, put it all in one tray and being like, it's the same pizza. Like, it's just not. Yeah, I don't like it. I think yeah, I don't know. It kind of seems like, and I thought this at the time, they had all these different skills that they were like, nah, they don't really fit into any of these other classes, so we're just going to give it to this one. It had the potential to be such a cool class, but not a support, in my opinion. So for that, I'm going to give it a 1. We'll jump into the weapon now. that weapon is just it's like a martial link staff apparently, according to this. And it is cool. It's it's essentially a bow that turns into like nunchucks. And when I say bow, I mean bow as in staff, not like, you know. And it's not correct to call it a bow staff because bow means staff and staff means staff. So you're calling it a staff. I'm just saying, right? If you're going to be correct, be correct. But yeah, it's a link staff, so it kind of like detaches, and it is a friggin' wicked weapon. It's got like little ether flames at the end of it. You know, so you can use it to like do all sorts of martial arts and stuff. That's why I feel like it missed the mark in giving it to a support. And when we talk about his personality, it'll make a lot more sense as to why they did it that way, but it just isn't cool. Right? We'll talk about it in personality about why it is like that, but yeah, it's such a cool weapon. Like, I'm gonna straight up give it a 4. It looks cool. The way it functions is cool. I think it's a wicked weapon. It just doesn't fit the damn class. Doesn't fit the damn class at all. The outfit, I mean, it's unique. You know, it's like purple. It's just like a coat, really. It's essentially like, you know, an Agnes outfit with a purple coat. Yeah, it's not that great. I'm gonna give it a 1. Yeah, I don't like it. I didn't like it. I don't like the look of him. I didn't like it on anyone else. I think it kind of looks okay on Senna with them little booty shorts, but that's about it. His personality. So, this is like his main saving. Wow. So, he's the leader of his colony. Like, he's the commander. And as you find out throughout the game, he used to be called like Oleg, was it Allslayer? Let me read it. Where is it? Yeah, Allslayer Oleg was the Agnian commander of an old colony, and it was like the creme de la creme. Like, it was the like ultimate, like they were the top fighters. They just friggin' killed everyone. They had no. They wiped out so many colonies. It was, yeah, they didn't give a shit. They just killed everybody, right? And it got to a point where he couldn't take it anymore. So he ended up like giving up his seat, and then he ended up later on being the commander of, Colony Gamma, which is where like Tyon, Senna, and Mio came from before they, all joined up with Ouroboros. So it's essentially the Agnes equivalent of Colony 9. And his personality, so he's essentially he's like this real chill dude. He's apparently like, he's this real like drill instructor sort of thing. When you first introduced to him, he's like, let me take you to this remote place where we can talk, and I'm not at all going to try and kill you. Wink, wink. Oh, it's not too far now. Like, and it was super obvious that he was going to attack, but then at the end of it, obviously we beat him, and then the console comes out, and then it was like, this was my plan all along. So, yeah, he's essentially the guy that's, throwing away his past. He's not that guy anymore. He's a teacher now. He's trying to teach the new generation how to fight and be better, and he ends up, bringing you guys on as teachers, and that's that whole quest line when, but his final, his actual hero quest at the end where you finally find out that he's like Allslayer Oleg, and, how he wiped out an entire Kavesi colony pretty much by himself. You're like, this dude is awesome. And you do get an ability from that. But in saying that, I think he has a cool personality and a really cool story. He's just let down by like the class that he has. what would have been absolutely mint, and I know that there's like, different constraints as to reasons why you wouldn't do this. It would have been so much cooler as if once you hit that hero quest, it was like, all right, guys, I've learned again that that's right. I shouldn't be holding back against all these opponents. That's what I'm teaching to my students or my, soldiers. This is who the real me is. And then, like, instead of being the support class, you get this new fighter class where he's just like, nunchucks and like link staffing, and it just absolutely destroys mofos everywhere. That would have been mint. How cool would that have been? If instead of, you still get to keep like his Termaturge, right? That class, but then all of a sudden you get this new All Slayer class. Would have been friggin' sweet. It would have instantly been like a 5. It would have been a 5 for sure. Would have been super cool. I think honestly his personality is not bad. I think it's probably a 3. Yeah, it's not the best personality, but it's definitely a cool story. Yeah, I feel like they could have, and again, I know these are heroes compared to, the other characters that I was talking about, but I feel like you still could have fleshed it out just a little bit more. Like, even if the colony quests weren't based around what they were so much, and more about the hero, I think that would have been cool too. So rather than it just like us find out in his final hero quest, little bug, actually have had it be about us learning more about him and then finally finding out, right? So there's more backstory there. You feel like you're developing the character more rather than just training his troops and then all of a sudden, oh, you used to be this guy. Now a guy from one of the colonies you wiped out's come out. So, yeah. Overall, I think he's an okay character. I think he's greatly let down by his class. In my opinion, there might be someone out there that loves it, and if you love it, awesome, because I wish I loved it. I really do. I think the weapon is awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think as far as a character goes properly, I feel like I've said enough about him, mainly in his personality as where all of the, the juicy stuff is. He's got to be... Overall, I think he's a 2, honestly. I was not very impressed with him. Not very impressed with him at all. Yeah, I just feel like there was a huge missed opportunity, and I completely see what they were going for as like this ultimate killer who's given up that life, and now he's a monk now, and he likes preserving life, blah blah blah, but he's not even really like that. He's just trying to pretend that he didn't used to be that guy. And I think it would have been a lot cooler for us to learn about that as we went on, and then had this, like, him just be like, you know what, I shouldn't have renounced my ways. I should have just changed who I am and not just tried to be a completely different person. Like, have that personal growth thing at the end and get, like, a brand new class would have been wicked. And who's not going to be like, I want a new class? That would have been sweet. So, yeah. What do we got here? Oof. Definitely our lowest so far. This ranking system might not have been that good, actually. I'm learning as I go, because if he's only an 11... But hey, again, it is all a learning curve. All a learning curve. And you know what? Again, he's not a terrible... He's got some good things going for him. It's not like everything sucks. It's got some good stuff. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I will catch you in the next one. And if, again, have any comments, let me know. I'm loving it. Hashtag not McDonald's, because they don't get any sponsorships from me because I'm not big enough for sponsors yet. Big enough for McDonald's, though. Hey. I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Peace.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe.